Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another Tesla electric car video with me, Adam Wellinformed. About a month or so ago, I did a 12-month review of my Tesla Model 3 and I very much believe it was my longest video to date, but I missed a crucial element of that video, the real cost of ownership and the financial case. So if you want to see more analysis on the car itself, head over to the video on the screen now and that video will cover that. However, if you want to see the eye-watering financial case of owning a Tesla Model 3, currently the world's best-selling electric car and UK's second best-selling car of 2021, then you're watching the right video. I want to put together a super easy to follow Google sheet of every cost I've accrued with my Tesla Model 3 in its first 12 months of ownership. I think it would be cool as well to not only show you my costs for the past 12 months, but maybe in a year's time we can compare the costs in year 1 too. Therefore today I'll be discussing the electric costs, the vehicle excise duty, commonly known as road tax here in the UK, car insurance, maintenance and repair costs, and also a cheeky additional section on accessories, which is obviously optional, but if you want total transparency of everything, I'm all over it. To top it all off, if you like what you see, and we're talking about the Tesla Model 3 here rather than myself, we will conclude the video with, is 2022 going to be a good time to buy after looking over the running costs? Obviously, that's only if your personal or business circumstances permit you so. I'm no guru, I'm just some weird passionate guy on YouTube talking about a Tesla Model 3. Anyway, hopefully these figures talk for themselves. So before we get started, please can you show me some virtual love? No, not like that. I mean, in the most boring, non-explicit way. All you have to do is hit the like button if you've not already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button if you like seeing Tesla electric car content like this. If you're really feeling generous, you can follow my own socials or eComp Calc's socials in the description below. I will also use this moment to say we've sent out our closed beta invites to all those that applied to use our awesome upcoming EV app. You folks will make a world of difference to the usability of the app that will also help others compare vehicle running costs in seconds and help them illustrate a financial case of their own battery electric vehicle. As I make this video, I am approaching 2,000 subscribers. From the bottom of my heart, I genuinely want to thank everyone that watches my videos week in and week out. Without your support, the ambition to create a video every week just won't be there. I don't hire any support. I do everything from the video thumbnails to the filming to the editing. 2,000 subs is nothing to some, but to me it feels like 2 million. I'm actually surprised some of you have actually stuck around considering how atrocious some of my dad jokes can be. Maybe your humour is just as bad as mine. Anyway, enough about virtual love, let's talk about the Tesla Model 3 cost of ownership over the past year. Trust me, this is going to be good. The first cost I want to discuss is not a pure running cost on the surface, but remember, I'm putting forward a financial case of owning an electric vehicle. To me, that has to include the purchase price or your leasing cost as well. If you don't agree, let's just debate that in the comment section right away. Anyway, the price of a Tesla Model 3 has increased around 21% in just the past year alone in the US and around 5% here in the UK based on the price that I paid here in the UK about a year ago. Some of the cost increase could be from the fact that the UK Pacific plug-in car grant does not apply to cars that now have an RRP of over £32,000. So that then wipes Tesla off the list, but if you're still interested, I've put a link to the government website with a list of all the eligible cars if you want to see it. So as a new buyer, if you've got an eye on a car, you have to be vigilant on your government's financial support / grant disappearing virtually overnight. Across the pond, the president has been pushing for a new, even larger grant to encourage EV ownership. However, the initial bill flopped bigger than, well, the comparison I had in mind probably isn't suitable for YouTube audiences, but I probably triggered some of your imagination without actually mentioning it. Taking our mind out of the gutter, purchase prices are moving up, and that's partly through changes to government support, but also supply constraints in every direction, whether that's computer chips, battery cells, or just literally skilled labour. You probably only have to look at your own national inflation rate or your own national newspapers to see that your inflation is higher than normal and supply constraints are riddled in almost every industry at the moment. The car industry as a whole is supposedly suffering considerably. So no matter what car you buy, whether that's ICE or EV, is the price going up? It could well do, and that's just from a supply and demand perspective. But like I said, I'm no financial expert. You could wait it out to see if prices drop, as that could absolutely happen, but just following the trends, the media seems to be screaming inflation at the moment. Therefore, when buying your next car, consider that the purchase price may increase at any point. Mine retailed for $40,490 when I acquired mine, and that was back when I could get a grant on it. If that sounds expensive, don't just exit the video just because it sounds more expensive than the ICE cars that you know or buy at the moment.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Purchase price of the vehicle fulfills just one segment of a whole pie when it comes to a financial case of buying a new vehicle. So now I'm going to show you the rest of my pie so you can see the year one financial case and hopefully understand just how crazy this currently is. The first running cost that I want to cover is electric, aka the go-go juice. The savings literally are mind-blowing. I'm not going to be kidding. Before I show you my annual results, just to give you a taste of the cost difference between charging in comparison to filling up your petrol car, this video clip that I've taken is from the brand new charging stats section of the new Tesla smartphone app, and on it you can customize and include your home charging billing information directly in the app to your exact tariff, and then it will use your real life data from your car to give an accurate comparison at any time. Crucially, it also groups together supercharging and any third-party charging that you do in addition to your home charging. In my case, it stipulates a £150 per month saving for utilising around 290 kilowatt hours of energy. If you're new to electric cars, then your metric when filling a petrol car is litres and gallons, isn't it? With an electric car, you have kilowatt hours when you are topping up your car. What's important in this straightforward analysis is that I've saved £150 for say roughly an estimated amount of 900 to 1,160 miles. This is for the last 31 days, covering predominantly the coldest month of the year when conditions are not as optimum as you'd quite like them to be. Hopefully you can now see where this is going. So let's look at my very own numbers. For my eagle-eyed viewers, I took this video clip for my 12-month review video, and I'm just wondering if any of you spotted the lifetime trip information I had on the screen at that time. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, me and my wife have achieved 8,438 miles in a year worth of driving, which was lower than our pre-pandemic average, but these are unconventional times. That impacted our annual mileage. To achieve 8,438 miles, the car has reported 1,995 kilowatt hours for the year. Based on my Octopus Go off-peak rate, I believe this cost me close to £99.75 or $140 for that whole period. Not for the month, the whole year. That works out to be a penny a mile or 2 cents a mile. It's absolute bananas. I told you it was crazy. Now, I haven't said to the small caveat here, of that 1,995 kilowatt hours, 160 of them were from a supercharger, plus I've had loads of free 7 kilowatt charging sessions from when I've been shopping, etc. Normally, a supercharger would be pricier than a home charge, but I was fortunate to accrue free referral miles, so they cost me absolutely nothing, and obviously the public 7 kilowatt charging sessions were free, as I previously stated. I've never personally had to pay for charging elsewhere, so it's probably lower than the £99. That being said though, I would have had a handful of charging sessions on my day rate of 13.45 pence per kilowatt hour instead of my off peak of 5 pence, but they were extremely rare scenarios, so the £99 is roundabout accurate in my eyes. Even if I was off by 10 or 20% here, we're talking about 10 or 20 pounds difference to the annual total. Therefore, I'm confident it's as accurate as it can be without overcomplicating the process. The second annual cost I want to cover is car insurance. I actually had a whole dedicated video on it, so I'll keep this very brief. That cost me and my wife £488 for fully comp insurance from the old Bubble Dog, aka Churchill Insurance. The second year will be different because of our recent accident claims that we had to declare. The system is a little bit of a joke really, but hey, I'll set the time aside to rant about that another day. I didn't think £488 at the time was a bad price, and in the end I have to say Churchill have been pretty good with my claims to date. Though my claims have not fully gone through yet, so I don't really want to preempt the outcome, but so far so good. I'm happy with the service. The third running costs I may have actually mentioned in my 12-month review video. If you're unaware or haven't seen that video, I'll put you out of your misery and confirm that I had to pay a grand total of £0 for vehicle exercise duty, commonly known as road tax. I felt like a right numpty actually putting this on my spreadsheet, but for the sake of transparency, it had to be done. An interesting thing that you may want to take note when taxing your electric car is that it's absolutely ridiculous. That's right, you have to tax it every year. It's just you don't have to pay anything, but you still need to input your reference from your annual chaser into the DVLA website. If you don't complete your renewal in time and you get caught, well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you'll get a tasty fine on your exempt from vehicle exercise duty vehicle. It just doesn't make sense. So don't forget to get it taxed. It's not even like you can set up a direct debit to at least get the payment sent across in time. Good old DVLA, eh? The fourth running costs may come as a bit of a surprise. The car hasn't been serviced at all year. That's because Tesla's ambition is that great cars shouldn't require annual service. Instead, they've set out a maintenance schedule of rotating tyres and changing your cabin filters after so many miles, years, etc. So there is some work to do, but I've not had to complete anything yet in year one. Maintenance wise, I bought some screen wash for about £5, and I've also had to attend the service centre once due to a recall of 2 items. They did it all in one session. One was suspension related, and the other was a sensor relating to the heat pump. As part of the recall notice, there was no cost to myself to get these items addressed. I also had a retrofit side repeater camera on the right side at the start of my ownership because it was part of a faulty batch. I was aware of it before delivery, and it was changed within a couple of weeks free of charge, as you would expect by the mobile service team. Therefore, the grand total for maintenance was £5 or $7 for the maintenance across the whole year. Before I run through the grand total, I just want to be open on the level of accessories. Like any relatively happy Tesla owner, I acquired a handful of unessential items for my Tesla from primarily Amazon. This includes car washing supplies, floor mats, seat covers, etc. I've also been sent some items over the course of the year, so they were free of charge and not included. I believe I spent around £175 covering the first year's worth of accessories, and if you want a bit of a nosy into the accessories that I have, you can take a look at my kit list in the description below. It's the kit.co link that I've got, and that will show you all the accessories that I have in my car, as well as an affiliate link if you wanted to buy something from that list. So the grand finale, what was the yearly total? Let's do a quick recap on all the costs, then I'll give you the grand total, and concluding that very question of will this year be a great year to buy a 2022 Tesla Model 3 or any electric car for that matter. So my electric was £99.75, the insurance was £488.32, and the maintenance of £5. If my maths is right, and please be right Adam, I make the grand total £593 or $803 for the first year of ownership, and obviously that's not including the optional accessories. This is that moment where you just go, wow, like Owen Wilson style, and then you start to gasp. Being completely honest, that also beat my initial expectation. However, I think that was because I did my initial planning on completing 10,000 miles in year one, so that obviously had a direct impact. However, I'm massively pleased with how little I've had to spend on it. Eli's right, the best cars will be the ones that require no service, but a big but here is that this is just year one. Year 2 is going to be slightly different, as I have these two incidents affecting my insurance premium for year 2, and I also believe I need to get a tyre rotation this year too, and we haven't had any major restrictions yet on our travel this year, unlike we had in 2021, so I may actually accrue more mileage this year. Therefore, I am anticipating increased running costs in year 2, but nothing too dramatic, I don't think. So to conclude, is 2022 going to be a good year to buy an EV? Well, if you're in the market to buy a car, I think there'll be two major sticking points, and I touched on them earlier. This included fluctuations in pricing stemming from either changes to government financial support, general supply issues, and just increasing demand for battery electric vehicles. The second major sticking point is linked, and that's literally production. Can they continue to produce the numbers to meet the demand of consumers? Whilst Tesla might produce the most EVs, other automakers are suffering through issues of building enough EVs themselves. Therefore, if you want an EV in 2022, you could have a mighty challenge in trying to secure your own. I'd just be wary of price increases, and I'd maybe assume the delivery estimate that you were given at first may be delayed a couple of times as a worst case scenario. Hopefully that won't play out that way, but I think I'd sleep easier if I just warned you and manage your expectations that there may be delays in your order. Overall, remember when I said that the purchase price is only one part of the pie? Well, I think owning an electric vehicle means eating some of the pie along the way, because running costs were bare minimal compared to a conventional ICE car, which is why eComp Calc has been reduced. So if you own a nice car, you can get your own illustration in seconds to give you a better idea of how much almost any BEV running costs are going to be compared against a rival ICE car. If you own an EV, you can show the app to your friends and family when you start talking about the running costs, and it's really going to help bring your encouragement to life. ICE may be slightly cheaper for now to buy, but cost of ownership absolutely knocks it out of the park, and over the next year or so, ICE actually may be more expensive to buy than a rival BEV. So that's it from me this week, folks. If you've got this far in the video, I'd appreciate if you could comment Tesla and your running costs. It really helped me out. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to follow the socials in the description below, especially if you want to hear more news on eComp Calc's development. You've been great. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm out of here, guys. Ciao.